Hello, welcome again on this channel. So today we will see our next topic in this video series, that is batch management. So batch management has two aspects and we will see today one aspect of it, that is goods receipt, and in next another video we will cover goods issue part, that is a batch determination. So we will see in this complete configuration and how batch management work along with its characteristic, classes, classification. So let's start with batch management. And so first thing first, like what is a batch? So batch means specific quantity of a material that intended to have a uniform character and a quality. So within a specified limit, and it produced according to a single manufacture order during the same cycle of manufacture. Also, batch is a uniform unit of a material identified by a unique alphanumeric key in your recipe. So that is related to SAP, how we maintain batch in SAP along with some alpha numerical value or alpha numerical mix values to define a batch. Then batch represent a single subset of specific proportion of the total material quantity produced during a production run. So we already know batch, like in one run during certain time with some same characteristic, if we produce some material of the same uh, quality with a certain proportion of raw materials, then it become one batch. So the quantity or a proportional quantity of a certain material or a product that has been produced according to the same recipe and represent one homogeneous non-reproducible unit with unique specification, that is nothing but batch. So these are the few definitions of batch. Now, what is a batch management? So we already saw batch, but managing this batch is nothing but the batch management. So we will see in detail. So batch management is a process used in the inventory and production to track and manage products in a specific group or batches. So those are created in certain batch. How to manage those is nothing but managing a batch. And example of this are like what characteristics we use during batch. So it's kind of production date, then expiration date, or some quality specifications like portion or weight or potency, that kind of thing. Then why we needed this? Because this approach allows uh, companies to maintain a quality control, then good traceability, and certain government or internal compliance, particularly industries like your pharmaceutical or some manufacturing industry or food or even beverages companies, or even this can be used in electronics as well. And it also helps to recall product in case something went wrong with certain product, so we can identify that batch and we can recall those product. And these are the certain feature of batch management, why we need batch management or what is a batch. So batch is used to identify, then traceability, then good quality control, and along with it we can have proper inventory management as well. Then where we use batch management, so I'm talking about SAP. We already saw the uh, batch management companies, but if I consider SAP, where we use batch management, so batch management already used in supply chain almost on every aspect, and in each almost department in SAP uses a batch. So we see this kind of medications or some beverages, food packaging. So it has like batch number, manufacturing date, expiry date, or lot or control date, all those details. So these are the areas in SAP where you will see this batch management is used. So we will see further detail the configuration in batch management. So now I will jump to the system and we will see in detail configuration. For this I am using so we'll see in detail. For this I am using SAP S/4HANA 2023 system. So I will jump to the configuration where so this is the first configuration where we decide at what level we maintain a batch. So batch usually maintained at a 3 level in SAP. So first one is a plant level, second one is a material level, and third one is a client level. So we'll see one by one. So if I go in system with SPRO and IMG, so you will see here logistic general, and in logistic general you will find a batch management here below business partner. So in batch management, if I see the first level itself, specify batch level. So in this we have batch level first option, and these are the three levels where usually batch management maintained in SAP. So first one is we can maintain batch level at a plant level or either material level or a client level for a material. So what is one by one? We will see what these levels are and what it do. So batch management at plant level. So in this level, batches are uniquely maintained at a plant and a material level, means combination of material plus plant. When batch management is activated at plant level, batch numbers are specific to the plant, means it will be controlled under one plant where these unique numbers will be restricted on plant level. So same plant cannot have a similar batch, but other plant can use same batch numbers. So when the batch is unique at plant level, batch numbers uniqueness is limited to the specific material plant combination. The same batch number can be reused across the different plant or material, but will be treated as a separate entity for each combination. Then, for example, let's say material A has a batch 1001 in plant X, then material A can also have batch 1001 in another plant. So it is only restricted to plant, but another plant can use the same batch number. It's no matter. Then these are the advantages where you can have great control at the plant level and useful when a different plant manages their own batches and don't need to coordinate with or coordinate on a batch numbers. So this is the example where we can see plant 1 and plant 1710 where there are two example. One is a material paracetamol with this number and one is a Disprin. I'm taking example from pharmaceutical. So they have a batch number this and other plant can use the same number or they can have a different number as well. In this example, they have same number. Here they can use different number as well. So it's a plant specific. It doesn't matter uh, in different plant what number they are using. So it's only restricted to single plant and material combination. Second one is batch management at a material level. So this is a widely used level where most of the companies prefer to use batch management at a material level. So in this level, batches are unique for each material. The same batch number can be used for different material. So it will be combination of material plus batch number. So this is useful when batch tracking is required only at the material level and not across the multiple plant. Batch numbers are unique to the material across all the plants where material is used. Means same mm, batch number can be used across all the plants. It doesn't matter. And batch numbers are unique to the material across all the plant where that material is used. This means that the same batch number is shared across the multiple plants for the same material. And these are the example where you can see material A has a batch 1001 in certain plant, and material B can also have same batch number in other plant. So here are certain advantages where it is easier to manage batches at the material level when batch uniqueness across plant is not necessary, and also it allow greater flexibility with the batch numbers as the same number can be used in different material. Then furthermore to this, when we activate the batch at material level option in system, so batch number are identified as unique at all material level across all the plant, and batch number assigned to a specific material treated is identical, means the same can be used across all the plants. Also, batch number can still be assigned to a different material that we already saw, but there is no guarantee that material will have same characteristics. And these are the characteristic if we activate batch at a material level. So material dependency, then identical characteristics and reusability. So next we will see example. So material level means you can have a same batch number across the two plant or multiple plants. So you can use material level batch management for this. Then more restricted, or I would say more compliance or straightened batch level is a client level, because batch numbers are unique across entire client, that is nothing but your system for a material regardless of the plant. So no two batches can have same number for a given material anywhere in the system. So for example, if a material A has a batch 1001 in certain plant, so no other material can use that batch anywhere in any other plant. So it has a more uniqueness and traceability, as well as it is useful where control and traceability of material are required across all the plants. So further to it, when the batch unique at client level option is configured in system, batch numbers are managed uniquely across all materials and plants within the same system or client. So it ensures that the batch number assigned to a material can exist only across the entire system regardless of the plant or material. The same batch number cannot be reused for a different material. So batch numbers are unique at the client level, meaning they cannot be reused for any material or plant within the same client. But example, if plant 1 has a material X batch 1, and if we are moving that material from one plant to another, that can be identical and it can have same batch. However, plant 1, any other material cannot use same batch. So it is used because of strict governance, and it also ensures that batch numbers are consistent and have identical characteristics. And this is the example where you can see batch number at client level for same material can be used in different plant, but other material cannot use the same batch number anywhere in the client. So this is the comparison, like what are differences, what is a benefit, what are the example, then advantages and disadvantages of batch management at all three levels. So it's brief comparison. You can pause video and you can check this. Then next I will go to the system and we will go ahead. So here also you can check by pressing function and F1 or F1 help, and you can check in system. So what this batch management at each level is. So you can see what is a plant level and its example. So you can read all detail for all levels same way. Just take a F1 help and you will see with examples what are different, what is each level mean. But we will see the widely used method, that is batch unique atom material level. So if it's a new system, by default it will be at material level. Then next thing is in configuration. So batch status management. So this is the path, it's just below the same. If I click on this, you will see it's active or inactive. So if you have completely new system, that we say vanilla system, you might have it inactive and you might need to active. But in my case, it is already active, so I will not change anything here. Then next one is plant with batch status management. That is useful only when we have activated this batch level at plant level. So system also giving me an warning message that batch status management is not defined at plant level. But still, if it is at a plant level, then you can see this and you can check that what it mean, and you can activate by default batch status management activate plant level or inactive. But it's not active at plant level, so I will not touch it. Then initial status of batch, this means whether this batch will be restricted or unrestricted after you do a goods receipt, and it is depending on material type. So for each material type you can decide whether this batch will be restricted or unrestricted in initial status. So that can be decided from here. Okay, so I will go back. I'm not doing any change here. And then these two options are only useful when you are changing this batch level after you have done certain transaction run at certain level. For example, you already have batch management active at material level and later on you thought you wanted to move at plant or client level. In those scenarios, these are useful and it has like so much rework or work need to be done, so I will not go into that detail. Next configuration is about the specify batch management default by plant, that is this. So here we can see at plant level what is the default status. So according to each plant, you can decide if it is active at plant level. So by default, whether it is a batch manage. If this tick is not there, it means it is batch manage. If this tick is there, then not batch manage for this plant. But we are not using at plant level, so I will go back. No changes, save. Then define attributes of system messages. So it is all warning and error messages that we can manage for batch management from here. Then batch master, I will not go into it. Then next for us is batch management configuration at batch number assignment. So again, same path where we will go batch number assignment. So in this, first one is active internal batch number assignment. So here I will go. So here we can decide internal batch number assignment for uh, goods receipt. So if I double click on it, you can see here we have plant and what it says, batch number automatically for a goods received with accounting assignment. So in case you have any goods received with account assignment, and if this tick is activated, so it can, from here we can decide internal number range assignment for this, indicate whether automatic batch number assignment is permitted when goods received for a purchase order with account assignment for a material. Okay, then again this activation is only came into picture when system is vanilla or completely new. Then next is maintain internal batch number assignment range. So here we can decide batch number range actually, and for both internal and external. It's not only for internal and external. So it's pretty much similar that we can decide any batch number that we want. So we can see here consume number range is from 00 to 555. I can create third one from 600 to 999, and I can use that, but already two number ranges are maintained here, so I will not go into it. We can maintain other way as well if through SNRO. So this is the object, and if I go into SNRO, I can maintain SNRO transaction, that is for number ranges, and if I go to this object, I can maintain from here as well. It's a more or less similar, so I can edit and maintain from here as well, but both internal and external maintained, so I will not change anything here, but you can maintain. Okay, uh, next one is maintain number range for external number assignment. Okay, I will go into same path, maintain number range for this one. It's again same path, same intervals, even though we can manage from single place like everything or from SNRO. So it's similar. So nothing much there. Then next one is creation of new batches. So I will go into it. So this option. So I will not worried about this production or process order, but I will see rather two options. Those are below. So define batch creation of goods movement, and below that. So I will go with this at goods movement. So what we can do. So actually with this we can decide while doing 101 movement type whether you want to have a batch creation automatic or manual. What it mean? I will go into a purchase order and I will try to show you. For example, I have created this particular purchase order, and if I try to now do a goods receipt for this purchase order, quantity is 100. Okay, so this is my PO number, and if I do a goods receipt, so in this here, according to movement type, I can decide whether how batch will get selected, whether with automatic number assignment or I will put some manual batch number there, or I can use some user exit criteria or no batch creation at all for this particular movement. So I can use any or mix here as it is now. So if I go in Migo and I go in goods receipt, okay, provided this purchase order number. So here in batch, here how this number will come into picture, whether can I maintain like my own batch 101, and if I press enter, okay, system is taking this batch. Or I will not save this, but rather I will try to run again Migo. Okay, and if I again try to create, whether system will create with internal number range. So now both are there, so system will picked automatic batch. So see, system have allocated this batch automatically. Why it's selecting both? Because now we have selected option automatic and manual without check. So system will accept both for 101 movement. If it is manual without check, then we can provide manual only. Or if system want with some other criteria or no creation, then system will not create at all. Also here only automatic, no manual. So we can select any, but I will not change for this point. We have flexibility, we can select according to the movement type. Same in next configuration, we have flexibility with a material type. So let's say for I wanted batches, if I am producing something and I wanted batches only for finished product, I can select finished product here, and I can select batches only for that, and for rest of I can select no creation of batch. So it's completely depend on business how they wanted to set. So this one is with material type and previous one is with movement type. That's the only difference. Then, yeah, we already saw this. Then next is batch management at valuation. So let's go into this batch valuation. So we're done with this. Next one is batch valuation. So this batch valuation, you make the setting that are necessary to assign batches values to the characteristics. So we can see in detail. So batch valuation. So first one is update standard characteristics. So what we can do in this, if system is a new and your base system have created from your standard client 000, the new client, and if it is a vanilla system and batches, those are standard characteristics, those are not get copied from standard SAP system, then in that case you can update those characteristics. Those start with L, LOBM or LOMB something. I will explain that later. So you can copy those characteristics. Then here valuation in goods movement. So here again activate batch. Okay. So here again what we can do depending on your characteristics, we can decide whether for particular movement type we can copy these characteristics or not, or so for all movement types. So specifically we can keep this copy for the movements those we actually bring goods in. For example 101, then I would say 5 series. Let me check, but usually we don't touch this standard. Yeah, so here, yeah, 521, where we do goods received without purchase order. So such a moment where we bring goods for first time. So in that only we create or copy those characteristics, and for rest we do not copy any characteristic at all. Okay, but it's completely depend on business how they wanted to handle. Then this body and user exit criteria, that is not required. Then we will go Okay, then we will see next thing, that is classification in batch management. So this is the important one. So first we will try to understand what is the characteristics. So characteristics we have already seen in a release strategy before. So same characteristics or same thing we use here, but only for batch management. T code is also same. So characteristics is refer to the attribute or properties that define a batch. So those attribute can be anything. For example, it can be your weight, potency, then your shelf life or expiry date, any kind of characteristic there is possible. And as I said earlier, SAP have provided certain standard characteristic for batch management, and we can check those characteristics. Those are starting with LOBM. So let's see how to check those characteristics. So CT04 is a T code, and if I put here LOBM star and I try to search characteristics, I will get all 40 or 42 characters, some odd characteristics. Those are standard provided by SAP, and in this we will mostly use vendor batch number, then we will use this expiration date or shelf life, then we may use manufacturing date as well. Yeah, so but you can see all can be used depending on your business requirement. So it's not like only this can be used. Any characteristic from here use. If any characteristic is not exist in standard one, you can create your own and you can use that also. So in this example, what I will do, I will create two characteristics. Those are not there. So uh, for example, yeah, also one more thing, table to see the standard characteristics is MCH1. So I will show you that as well. So T code slash n SE11, and if I see this similar way SE11 or in SE12, so I can see all these here. This fields, what are the fields of those characteristics, then what is the data element. So here everything is given, so I can use any from this. Okay, so again we will use three characteristic from here, that is SHDAT, that is date of manufacturing, then other two are mm, yeah, this one VFDAT, that is a shelf life expiration or based before date, and another one is supplier batch number. So these three we will use in our example, but we can use any from this. Okay. Okay. So now I will create two characteristic that I want. One is I will take an example of. So first I will explain example. So I am taking a example of paracetamol or a Disprin tablet. For example, we are procuring that from outside, and with the 3 or 4 variant, let's say one is 200 mg for kids, then one is with 500 mg, one is 650 mg, and one is 1000 milligram. And we are procuring that in a two shape. One is a strip of 10 tablet, and another is Disprin tablet in bottle of 100 quantities. So first we don't have characteristic for weight. So I will create my own characteristic that start with the Y. So I'm just creating one characteristic Y weight, then description will be weight, then data type will be character. So 4 characters will be there, or I can use more as well. Then multiple value, single value. Then description you can mention if you have in other language as well. Then what will be those values? So I will maintain 250. Sorry, I've selected wrong. So here weight will not be in characters, weight will be in numeric format. Okay, and number of right unit of measure is milligram. Okay, then I will go into values. Here I will provide 250, then one is 500 mg, another one is 650 mg, another I can take, let's say, 1000 mg. Okay, these are the characteristics. Okay, and I will save it. So my characteristic name, you must remember your characteristic name. So my characteristic name is W Y WEIGST. So it's Y weight. Okay, I will take a note of it. So it's Y underscore weight. Okay, I will create another characteristic. Okay, I'm saving the data. Then again I will run tcode city04 and I will create another characteristic where I can select the packing. So in what shape or what form packing it will be there. So it strips or bottle. So I'm just creating one. Description will be packing. Then data type will be character format, and 4 or 5 I can give any. Then values, so I can give values here, let's say blister strip, and another one is bottles. So I can give description here as well. uh, Strip containing 10 tablets, and second one is bottle of 100 tablets. I can add more if I want as well, bottle with 200 tablets as well, and so on, depending on your customer requirements, and save it. So I will just copy this characteristic as well. Okay, so this is my second characteristic. Then I will use few standard characteristics that I will check with LOBM. Okay, so I wanted to use characteristic. First one is this, so its name is LO. Okay, so this is the next characteristic. Then another characteristic I will use vendor batch number. Yeah, so this one. Then last is manufacturing, that is HSDAT. So this is. So I will use this standard five characteristics, three standard and two custom characteristics that I have created. Now, pretty similar to the release strategy, then we will create a class. And what is the purpose of class here? It's to grouping all the characteristics that we have created. It is a pretty similar to bring all characteristics together, and but here we use class type 0 to 3, and in release strategy we use 0 3 2. Here we use 0 2 3. So 0 to 3 is a class type specifically for batches in SAP. You can go through this path as well to create this class. So I will go with the CL01 or CL02, anything will work. And I will create my own class Y tablets. Then class type here should be batch management. So it's batches. So if already mentioned that for batches, this class type is 0 2 3. So select that, then press enter. So this is not created yet, so I will create it. Once you create, you can give description class for tablets. Okay. Then here characteristics. If I go in characteristics, I have already created my characteristic. I will just put it here and press enter. So system brought all the information that is needed here. Okay. So this is how we create a characteristic that we wanted, and we put it in class and save it. But remember this class. Now we are not interested in characteristics once we assign to the class, but class is every time needed because we need this class when we create a material master. So now next is we created this. Now next we will see how batch works. So for this I will create one material, and what all things need to be taken care in material master. So we will see all those. So I'm creating one material, and here I will select this classification view if we are dealing with the batch management with classification. So this classification view, we must select that. Then this. So I will create a standard material for this plant and storage location, where I will just provide necessary detail, and also I will mention what all necessary considering batch management. So I will create paracetamol. Okay, then unit of measure, material group. Then in this classification here, we need class that we created earlier. So this is the my class, and I will provide this class to this material and press enter. As soon as you provide class, you will see all the characteristics that you have maintained will appear here. Then click on here and select what all selection criteria you wanted into this material going ahead. So I will use all of them, as I wanted to use all these characteristics in for my material. Also in packaging, I will select both. Then for the standard characteristics, there is no different criteria. So I will keep it as blank, because then either click any of this arrow to go for the rest of the views of material and maintain its normally the way we maintain, except in this purchasing view you will see this batch management. So activate it at a material level, because we are using it at a material level, and it will be disabled at plant level because we are not using that. Then rest all details are pretty similar to uh, normal material views that we maintain. Then here, so why it is get activated here, we will see what it exactly. So just I have pressed F1 help. So this indicator can be set in the material master record manually, or if batches are evaluated individually, it is set automatically for the plant concerned in case we do individually valuation, but we are not doing so. It doesn't matter. I will not change anything here. Then the shelf life data is important considering batch management, as we are maintaining batch management. So we can restrict material. So here we have like what will be the minimum shelf life should be there when we are receiving the material, and what is the total shelf life of material in case we know, for example, let's say paracetamol, it might have like 180 days maximum shelf life or total shelf life of that product. So we can maintain if we know this. But as of now, I will not maintain anything because I will provide in a system those details. But yeah, we can maintain those as well here, and accordingly things will change. Okay, then next details. It's just a normal other any random material the way we create. So I will just maintain needed views here and not all. Okay, I will also take a note of this material because that is needed going ahead. Okay, so this is the material that I have created. Okay, so material is created. Now we will create a purchase order and we will see how batch management will work. So run transaction to create a purchase order ME21N. So I will provide all the required detail here. Uh, the vendor number, then org data. It should be all standard. Then material that I have created here. Uh, what is material number? Okay, this is the material. So we will provide material here. Then let's say I'm procuring 100 quantity, then net price, currency, material group, plant and storage location. So we have maintained provided material, and one more thing, we can create batch from here or we can provide manually as well, but it's not preferable because there might be chances this vendor might not deliver all the required goods in one go. So I will not maintain it here. We can also maintain here further more details like remaining shelf life or any quality control things. So that we can maintain here, but I'm not maintaining anything here. And for detail of shelf life, how it work, you can check video on shelf that will explain how shelf life or these things are work. So that video is helpful. So I'm not going much detail for shelf life in this video. Okay, so we have created purchase order. I will take this purchase order number. Okay. Okay, now I will go for a screen of goods received, that is MIGO. And here goods received purchase order and provide purchase order number. So once I do this, okay, now you can see here I will just change the quantity. this batch tab is appear because for this material batch is active in material master. That's why this batch tab is active. Also you can see this batch number, supplier batch number, date of manufacturing and shelled. So let's say date of manufacturing for this product is consider any, let's say 1st of December 2024, and this product is based before 31st of May 2025. Also, if I click on check, system will generate batch number automatically internal number range, or if I provide manually, it will accept that because for movement type, we have that setting either manual or automatic, both are okay. So I will click here on check. So see, system have created this batch number and it also warning message that you are just doing goods receipt for less quantity, but 90 less quantity, but that is just a warning, so skip it. Then I have here classification view as well, where I can maintain the rest of the details. So see, these two detail system picked from I maintained in batch, I maintain in goods received. Also I have an option where I can select what this batch is of which type of tablet. So yeah, I would say 100 quantity, but how it is a one bottle 100 quantity, or it is 250 milligram, or it is 500 milligram, or it's 650, or 1000 milligram tablet. So for example, here I will select 500 milligram. Then how is packaging? So let's say packaging is strip of 10 tablets, so there will be 10 strips. So once you maintain this, just go back. Then also you can maintain here supplier batch. Let's say supplier batch number is 101. Anything that is a free text, you can put that. Again, if I go in classification, you will see all these details are maintained against this material and batch combination. Okay. Okay, then I will click on save. Okay, so this material document is posted. I will post another batch with um, another type of tablets. For example, I will post another batch of quantity, let's say 25, and I will go into batch with the classification. This time I am procuring, let's say 25 packaging. Let's say it's again strips of 10. Again, I will go back. I will put 30 because the minimum quantity should be in range of 10. That I forgot to maintain in material, but assume that each strip have 10 tablets. So these are like 3 strips for 30 quantity. Okay, and I have maintained this detail. Date of manufacturing, let's consider this time 10, and here it will be then 10/6/25. Then I will add another batch. Okay, not 90. Here I will add, let's say 40. Okay, 40 quantity item. Okay, again I will go in classification, then I will provide the rest of the detail here. Let's say this time weight is 650 mg and packaging is again strips. This is just an example. You can use any other proper example if you want. So I'm just explaining how it can be. Then here I will use date of manufacturing, and here it will be 25, sorry, 15 6 2025. Okay, and I will save it. This WIP batch come into picture if we are using warehouse as well, so leave it. Okay, now if I go and check in MMB for this particular material, what we can see. So see, I have provided this material, so I will just execute. See, now I see three different batches under this, but total finished good for this material is 80, and these batches have a different product altogether in different criteria. So that's why these batches are maintained, and this is how batches are maintained here. Then we will see some T codes, how these batches T codes are used. So there are batches T code, even we can assign these characteristics or edit those later on as well for these batches. So if we haven't created batch for certain materials, still we can go in this T code MSC1N and we can create. Then in case you want to edit existing certain things in that batch, you can go into MSC2N. So let's see how it works. And what is the batch number here? Let's say this batch 87. So material is same. This is the batch. This is the plant. This is the storage location. So you can see all details, and you can change these details. Also you can restrict or unrestrict this batch. That status we saw, what can be the initial status, then supplier and all details you can see. Also you can see if any changes in batch for any reason. Also you can see its classification, and you can edit that as well if you want certain fields. So from here you can change or maintain details for these batches as well, or you can display as well. Then few next T codes is like a stock overview, so you can check in MB52 with or without batches. Then one T code here is MBBC, that is a batch information cockpit, that we will see MBBC, how to use it. MBBC. So this is the batch cockpit. So here you can provide a material number. For example, what material I have. So this is the material number. Okay, my plant is 0001. Then execute it, and you will get this all the relevant batches about this material, what had happened, and all the details about this. So 3 batches found, it gives you all the batches. It not only give all the batches but all the details, like it's a classification view. You can see more details if there are any about batch master. Also here in list, you can see more details. Yeah, hierarchy wise, then list. Okay. Yeah, so if you click, you can again find further details as well. Oh, it's bringing nothing. Okay. Yeah, so this is how we get more details and all the related things in this cockpit as well. Then there are few another T codes as well, like where this is used. Then these last two T codes are like more related to, one is quality related, another one where we can see the classification report. So in batch management, there is no big configuration or thing, but just the use of it is like different and no critical configuration. So what we have seen so far, so batch management overview, then its whole configuration, comparison of its level, then batch uh, classification, T codes, and is use one aspect only about goods received. And in next video we will see batch determination process that is more related to goods issue, how that first in first out happens, or how system checks its expiry date, and depending on that its issues goods. So that we will see in next video. In case of any questions, please post under the comment section, and I will try to answer those questions. So thank you for watching this. See you in the next batch determination video. Bye.